Oh man, we're looking at another mock draft. This one's coming from Todd McShay. It's post-combine mock draft 3.0. Jets! Welcome in, my name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Boys and girls, I go live every Monday at 8 o'clock for my live call-in show, and then Tuesday we come back with our Talking Jets panel, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock, myself, O'Leary, and Greenbean, answering all your Jet-related questions. And if you want to get into a free mock draft contest, first round only, link in the description down below. Winner's going to get themselves a jersey. Doesn't have to be a Jet jersey, it could be any jersey you want, but link in the description down below. Lots of fun. But let's jump into our discussion of the day. And this is another mock draft. This one coming from Todd McShay, Joe Douglas's college buddy. So we want to keep an eye on this. We want to see who he has the Jets going and getting at 4 and 10 and where these players kind of fall in between. So let's jump into it. At number 1, he has the Jaguars taking Aiden Hutchinson. Now, they just placed the franchise tag on Robinson, their left tackle, so I can definitely see this being a situation here. And I'll be honest, I didn't see this coming. I thought they were going O-line, for sure. So makes sense. Hutchinson at 1. Lions go Hamilton at 2. So the stud of the draft, the guy that's the unicorn caliber prospect. A lot of people are saying he is the best player in this draft. Winds up going number 2 overall. That is really high for a safety. He's going to have to absolutely dominate to justify that number 2 overall pick. At number 3, he has the Texans going Ikem Ekwonu. I like Icky. He's probably my favorite tackle in this draft. Now, this probably means they're trading Laramie Tunsil, so I'll be interested to see where he winds up going. I think if they don't trade Tunsil, they're obviously going a different direction. Then at 4, he has the New York Jets selecting Evan Neal, tackle out of Alabama. I don't have a real, huge issue with Evan Neal at all. I think he's a good player. I think he's going to do fine at the next level, but I don't particularly want to go offensive line early in this draft. I think you can solve offensive line in free agency. You got guys like Laken Tomlinson, James Daniels, Austin Corbett, Connor Williams. You could bring back LDT. There's a whole bunch of options at guard, and I think it would be a mistake to spend a top 4 pick on this position. So if it were me looking at this board here the way I feel, I think I would go Trayvon Walker in this situation, the edge rusher from Georgia. He has him going number 5 to the Giants, and I think the Giants would be fine with that because then they wind up getting Evan Neal. So I don't think Giant fans would be all that banged up about that. At number 6, he has the Panthers going Charles Cross. That's a popular pick that I see in a lot of mock drafts. Giants at number 7 going Garrett Wilson. I don't see them going wide receiver. This doesn't really make sense to me. Garrett Wilson does kind of remind me of Odell Beckham Jr., though, so that's a little funny. I think if I were the Giants, I would probably be looking for an offensive lineman, but maybe because Cross and Neal and Ekwonu are all off the board, maybe that's their rationale for not going that direction. The Falcons at 8 wind up taking Drake London. Drake London, if he winds up running like a 4.55 in his pro day, it's going to be over. This guy might be the first wide receiver taken. So Falcons lose Ridley for the gambling issue for a whole year. They wind up getting his replacement in Drake London. I would think Atlanta fans would be pretty mad if they did not take Kayvon Thibodeau there. And then I think the Falcons would probably go receiver in the second round. But interesting nonetheless. At number 9, this is the first mock draft that I've done where the Seattle Seahawks now own number 9. So they get Kayvon Thibodeau. This is interesting, and I don't know what the crossover is between Oregon fans and Seattle fans. Is it a, apples to apples comparison? Is this a good fit for Kayvon Thibodeau going out to Seattle? They're rebuilding. I mean, it's always good to get your edge rusher at that point. It makes sense. I don't have a problem with this because I don't particularly want Thibodeau. And I do think he is going to start falling down boards. But it makes me feel better because I was the one saying, I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people saying this, but I really don't get the warm and fuzzies from Kayvon Thibodeau, and I'm okay with the Jets passing on him at 4, and then watching him slide down this far kind of, almost verifies the way I'm feeling as well. At number 10, the Jets take our boy Sauce Gardner, and I'm so excited. This is the one player in the first round that I really want. And this is the ideal spot where I want to grab him to. I don't want to draft him at 4 ideally. I think the edge rusher is far more impactful on your defense. But Sauce, I think because of everything that's happened over the course of the last few days with Russell Wilson getting traded and with the Falcons losing Ridley, I think it's more likely they could go edge rusher, and I think it's more likely they could go wide receiver for Seattle and the Falcons, respectively. So I think you're probably going to want to grab your edge rusher at 4, and then I think Sauce does wind up falling, and I would love, love, love to get him at number 10. This guy just exudes confidence. He didn't give up 1 touchdown his entire college career. He had 131 yards that he gave up this entire season. He only gave up 14 yards to Alabama. Guy's like 6'3", runs a 4.4 40. Love it. This guy is going to be locked down, and the character is just amazing. Some other things of note here, we have the Commanders right behind us. Even though they traded for Carson Wentz today, maybe he didn't update his draft board, or maybe this is, what he's kind of thinking, but Kenny Pickett goes number 11 to the Commanders. They don't have to worry about another team jumping him because they have Wentz already. So I think they can kind of let the draft fall to them, but I would hope that there would be some type of competition between the Steelers and the Commanders for Malik Willis or Kenny Pickett. That way the Jets' number 10 pick becomes a little more valuable, but I think if Sauce is there at 10, I'm probably taking Sauce. Other things of note, Steelers get Malik Willis at number 20. I think this is kind of the popular pick. It seems like the Steelers are fans and everyone in the media seem to think Willis is going to be going to Pittsburgh. And I think this would be awesome. I'd love to see them trade up to 10 in the event that Sauce isn't at number 10. And then you maybe pick up their first-round pick next year. That would be pretty nice. We got Nakobe Dean going to the Patriots at 21. So if I slide back to 20, I would be pretty tempted to take Nakobe Dean in this sort of situation because I'm not sure if there's... Actually, I'd probably take Karlaftis because they have Karlaftis going 24. Unless you take the edge rusher. If you take the edge rusher at 4, then you don't need to do that. Then you can take Nakobe Dean at 20. Right in front of the Patriots. They have Treylon Burks going 22 to the Raiders. Jameson Williams going 25 to the Bills. That scares me because I do have them pegged for getting Jameson Williams, and I think it's one of those situations where they can just afford to let him rest throughout the entire season. They're going to go deep into the playoffs, so he will be healthy and ready to go by the beginning of November or end of November. I think this is a great move for them. Linderbaum falling all the way to 26 to the Titans. And then Zion Johnson, we'll go to Atlanta at number 29. Atlanta trades up to the Dolphins slot at number 29, and they draft quarterback Matt Corral. So 3 quarterbacks now going in the first round. This is definitely good. We want as many quarterbacks to go in the first round as possible because then you get more and more good players dropping down into that second round. And then, like I said, Bengals going Zion Johnson at 31. This is probably like the worst kept secret. They're absolutely going to try and protect Joe Burrow. He was getting ransacked by the Rams in the Super Bowl, so I think they're absolutely going to protect him. So Trey McBride falls to the second round. I'd have to go through and see what else, but I would say if we take Neal at 4 and the Jets get Sauce at 10, I would be disappointed because we really, really need an edge rusher, and I don't know if you're going to get a super impactful one at 35 at this point. There's none that are jumping off the board at me as far as like ones I would have wanted that I think fell to the second round. So I would say if you swap out Trayvon Walker for Evan Neal, this is an A+ draft. I want Sauce Gardner. I want the edge rusher. Guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. And as always, go Jets.